I'm just going to start by last year, rookie head coach, when I was asked about injuries and things like that, I don't think I was as prepared as I needed to be. So I want to start by every week I'll do the best I can to give you an injury update. So as we head into this week, we started yesterday with practice. As we see it right now, Deshaun Baker, wide receiver for us, will be out. He'll return at some point this season, but he'll be out. Brad Bars is out for the season. Casey Gaines has a hamstring issue right now, and he'll be limited in practice and won't play in the game. Evan Gallimberti is a freshman for us. He is out right now. Adam Gress is full participation. He'll be ready to go on Saturday. Deshaun Hamilton is a freshman wide receiver for us. He is out right now, and he won't be back for a while. Ben Klein is full participation and should be ready to go for the game. Garth Lukitsky is a linebacker for us, and he will not be ready for the game. And Brent Wilkerson will be out for a while. He's had surgery, and he'll be out for a little while. Other than that, I would say we've had the usual bumps and bruises, but basically that gives you an update on the injury front. So hopefully that helps, and I'll try to do that every week for everybody, so we're not having to sit here and like I felt like a sixth grader that wasn't prepared for his quizzes when I came in last year sometimes. But and then the only other thing I want to address up front is the quarterback situation. Again, I feel like what I try to do every week along with our staff is do what's best for our football team. And so right now, you'll find out who the quarterback is on the first play of the game against Syracuse. Now, I'll answer any questions that you have on that, but they'll be very brief answers, I can guarantee you that. So that's the way it's going to go. So I would, again, you want to ask me who the starting quarterback is, you're not going to get that answer. And I know that it's, believe me, I'm not trying to diminish the importance of that position and what it means to this football program and what it means to our fans and everything out there. But I want to do what's best for our players and what's best for our football team. And so that's what I'm going to do on that. Okay, I think with that, I'll open it up, Jeff.
Okay, Brian, let's go ahead and open it up for questions, starting with Rich Garcella.
So, this situation is obviously different than last year with the quarterbacks. Is this because the two people involved are young players?
Sure. Sure, Rich. I think that's part of it. You've got an 18 and a 19-year-old guy here. That's part of it. They just got here basically to Penn State. Christian just got here a month ago, a little bit more than that, and Tyler was here in January. Last year you had a seasoned guy who had been through a lot here at Penn State. He was going into his fifth year. Totally different story last year. And again, it's more about what's best for the team. The team understands the direction that we're headed within the building there at Lash, and they know where we're going. So that's what's important too. And to me, it's important going into a first game, not really knowing what your opponent's going to do, and I don't really think they know what we're going to do. And they're a very, very good opponent. I think it's important to again do what's best for your football team, especially going into the first game.
Bob Flounders in Harrisburg. Bob, are you on the line?
Line is open.
Can you guys hear me?
Go ahead, Bob.
Sorry about that. Phil, I was just wondering if we could get your observations and thoughts on preseason camp to date, and with regard to, has it been a lot different than last year's camp for you, and have you and your staff treated it differently because of the circumstances?
I felt like we had a very productive camp. I believe our guys came back and they understood the expectations of camp. They understood the systems on both sides of the ball and special teams, and we had a lot of returning players. I believe we've got some strong leaders on this team that showed the young players the way. Again, did we have great days every day? No, but I don't think we had any bad days. We might have had a bad play here or there, or a bad series here or there on both sides of the ball, but I don't believe we had any bad days. I think we came out of it healthy, which is very, very important for the most part, especially with our top players. And so I believe it was a productive camp. But again, Bob, at the end of the day, the proof will be in the pudding how we play early in the season.
Derek Lavarsi, Wilkes-Barre.
Bill, how close have things been in camp between Malcolm Willis and Ryan Kaiser? Do you have a starter picked out there, or how close has that been?
I'd say the same answer there compared to the quarterback. I give you the same answer there. You'll find out on Saturday who starts at safety for us. But both guys are really good players. I mean, they'll both play for us. Malcolm is a leader back there. He's a guy that has played a lot of football for us, and he's come in here and for the most part been healthy and had very good productive training camp. Ryan Kaiser, he's kind of going into the season, after training camp here, you look at him as somewhat of an unsung hero right now. He's a guy that does a lot of different things for us. He's involved in all 4 special teams, actually 5 because he's our holder on PAT field goal, and he does a really nice job with that. And then obviously he's going to play safety for us. So he's an improved football player. It was a great day last year when we were able to put him on scholarship because there's a guy that really deserved it. Pennsylvania guy, another Pennsylvania guy that understands the meaning of playing at Penn State.
Mark Wogenrich in Allentown.
Hey Bill, what prompted you to reorganize the special teams person duties this year and see any benefits from that in camp?
Well, one thing that prompted that was obviously when John Butler was promoted to defensive coordinator. Obviously he led the charge of special teams last year. And another thing that prompted it was I just felt it was better for the kids to just hear from 2 voices, well 3 including me because I'm heavily involved in special teams, but two main ones in Ron Vanderlyn and in Charles London. I felt like that would consolidate the message a little bit more. So those guys are in charge of 2 special teams each, and they've done a real nice job with that. And again, the players have really adapted to that well. So those are some of the things that prompted me to do that.
Frank Bernani in York.
Hi, Bill. You talked about, in the offseason, a little bit about being a better coach yourself, improving yourself. Can you look back to this time last year? How do you think you are a better head coach heading into the season than your first season?
I mean, this time last year was a blur. I was trying to do as good a job as I could with our staff to keep the team together and get them ready for the first game. And obviously, personally, I didn't do a good enough job in that first game because we didn't win. But so last year is last year, and this is a new year, and hopefully, personally, I've done enough in the off season to really study what we do and how we practice and how we lift weights and how we condition and how I call plays and what we're doing on defense and how to improve special teams, and hopefully you see some improvement. But again, it starts with me, and it's not all about what I know. It's more about what the players know, and we've got great kids here that are a joy to coach. Just love coaching these guys every single day, and hopefully we've taught them well, and they'll be ready to go on Saturday.
Joe Giuliano in Philadelphia.
Obviously, Syracuse defense doesn't know who's going to start for you guys, and you guys don't know who's going to start for Syracuse. How do you prepare for unknown quarterbacks? And they also have a new offensive coordinator, George McDonald. Do you know anything about him?
Again, Joe, good question. It's really one of the things that's a little nerve-wracking going into the first game is you really don't know what to expect. So you have to make sure that you cover all your bases as best you can, but you can't stay in the office till 4:30 in the morning trying to block ghosts and things that you don't really know what exists. You just have to go out there in practice and get your guys to understand base defense, base offense, and how we're going to react if different things come up during the game. When you look at their 2 quarterbacks, whether it's Hunt or Allen, from what we know, they are 2 different quarterbacks. So you've got to be ready for 2 different style of quarterbacks. I'm not going to get into how I see the difference in their styles, but we have to do a good job on defense of recognizing who's in the game and making sure that we're ready for that. Again, offensively, Syracuse runs the ball very well, and they have a very potent passing attack. You look at last year's tape, they did an excellent job on offense.